You might be wondering why I'm even making this video when I went over all the unused moves. Apparently I didn't go over all of them, so today I'll be going over all the other unused moves that I forgot to mention. There's not a lot of them, and there's also a few I wasn't able to showcase in that video due to certain reasons, so I hope you'll enjoy the video. First is an unused grab that somehow I don't even know how I managed to miss this. It's an early version of Amy's grab. Now you may be wondering why the positions are being switched. Well, Amy was originally going to have an unused ability where she was going to be able to grab from behind, or maybe that was just a genuine feature. However, it's most likely buggy due to the thing, I guess. I don't know. It does deal a lot of damage though, which is a common theme with a lot of these unused grabs, because they deal way much damage than they normally do. Remember when I went over the unused Espio throw? Look how much damage that did when combined with Horse Kick. It did way too much. Next are two unused projectiles, one being this heart projectile, which was most likely intended for Amy and Honey, as if you shoot one at them, they deal no damage whatsoever, which is kinda overpowered in a way, and also kinda makes sense. Imagine the Ditto matchups. A weird thing about this projectile is when you crouch, it will do this, and it tracks. Having this track is ridiculous, and as in, it's basically a fucking homing missile. Like, look at this, dude. Look at this. It will interrupt glide. This thing will basically interrupt anything besides spin dash or emerald dive. Its damage output is bad, but I think it's worth it given it the fact that it can do that. Next up is the most scariest projectile of all time. So if you don't like jump scares, I would recommend you click off this video now. So, be careful. Look at this. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness though, this is basically a floating hand projectile. Why is this here? I'm not sure. This was most likely for testing purposes, but I would also assume Amy was going to have this projectile. This move was most likely not intended to look like this. My guess is that it was originally meant to be a butterfly projectile, as it flies around all over the place, and what the fuck else was it meant to be? Like, you're telling me this is, normal in, like, a game like this? Do you think any game developer will go, oh yes, Amy's known ability is, hammer, summoning master hands 24/7? This last unused move is actually an early version of Hyperstart, and it's actually the last move actually titled in the game internally. This is a slower version of grounded Hyperstart, and, well, my only guess is that this was most likely intended for the bosses. However, if you change a bite value, or if you do a bite patch, you can replace the intro animation with this. I do have a few guesses on what this could have been. This was either most likely intended for the bosses to have grounded Hyperstart. However, this was probably not added to the bosses specifically because they couldn't really do anything with it, and they only really had Hyper for like a few seconds, and you can't easily interrupt it like normal Hyperstart. So do you remember Missing No? Missing No actually had this as their entrance animation, so maybe this was also planned for an entrance animation for another character? Who knows? Anyways, those are all the unused moves in Sonic the Fighters. Hopefully I've gotten every single one and I don't have to make a third video on this. That's the end of this video. I had to make a short video, so what are y'all's opinions on these moves? What's your favorite unused move? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'll see y'all soon.